everybody, the Sports Guppy with you on Monday, September the 11th. It's been about 3 weeks since the last video, so I thought I'd freshen things up a little bit. And we'll have talk about a few things. First of all, of course, today, the 16th anniversary of 9/11. Incredible it's been that long since that day. I remember it like it was yesterday, as I'm sure most of you do. Mine, in particular, I was on the phone when the second plane went into the second tower. I was talking to some energy traders up there on the it was Cantor Fitzgerald, the 95th floor, I believe, of the Trade Center. When the second plane hit, I still remember it like it was yesterday, hearing, "Oh my God," and then the phone going dead, and then we realized what had happened. And in fact, I was supposed to be, it was on a Tuesday, I was supposed to be at that very office 48 hours later. And it's just, so I always think about it on the anniversary. I think about it a lot, actually. But kind of a sad time there. But we move on. You have to. Also, thoughts with everybody down in Florida with Hurricane Irma. We've had Harvey and Irma this year. It's been quite a hurricane season so far. And it may not be over yet. So, yeah, I'm talking a lot of weather here, it seems like. But that's my business. That's what I do. And, in fact, it may be part of the reason, at least I'll give it a little bit of blame for why results have not been quite as good as we would like them to be. But I also hope to change that. And I've got a couple of ways going forward that I'm going to do that. Talk about that in a minute. But I mean, my weather job, I've been working more lately. Our team of meteorologists at the TV station, we lost one of our members a couple of weeks ago. She went on to different and bigger things. And so I'm working some midday shows. I work them 3 days a week and filling in for now, but it sounds like I'm filling in indefinitely because they have not made any moves to hire a replacement. And no indication that they're going to anytime soon. So I think I'm going to be working a little more here of late. Does that mean I'm going to stop this? Hell no. I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to make some changes, and I'm going to turn things around. It's just that simple. Did want to talk a little bit about the whale, and the only reason I'm doing that is because without the whale, there is no guppy. The whale created the guppy, in essence. Yeah, it was tongue-in-cheek, but his performance required a tongue-in-cheek response. His performance continues to require a tongue-in-cheek response. His performance wouldn't require it simply on performance, but when you factor in the promises, the disingenuousness, and some of the outright lies, I mean, what other kind of responses are going to be? So that's how the guppy was formed. But you know what? I'm just crazy enough to think I can do it. Now, maybe am I going to win you a bunch of money? No. Am I going to turn your life around? No. But I'm going to improve where I'm at. I'm 99.8% certain of that it's going to get better. I got a ways to go to catch up, obviously, but I am going to turn things around. One of the problems I think I've had is I have a tendency to look at other people's plays before I put my own out. I specifically have avoided the whale's plays because if I'm going to play his, I don't want to play mine if they're different. But I'm going to play mine because they're my plays. And I'm going to play his because I want to play his. I don't know why, but I do. But I'm going to stop that going forward. So you may see a lot more going forward, either me playing some of his games or playing against some of his games, because I'm going to make my decisions early in the day, and then I'm going to hold on to them. You know, not only the whale, I've got other, I guess call them touts or other avenues of information that I look at, other plays that people make, and I let those, I'm letting those influence mine, I think, a little too much, because the bottom line, none of them are really doing very well right now. When they're all doing badly, then it accelerates the poorness. Usually what happens is some win, some lose, but when you're playing round robins, it only takes one loss. And so they all lose. So it just seems to me I do better when they're my picks. I actually did this yesterday. Now, I'm not making this decision based on a one-day trial, but I did get the NFL round robin based on my own stuff totally. I didn't even look at what other people were playing. And it goes, that's my nature to do that, because that's one thing I do as a meteorologist, and I don't think too many of them out there do this, whether it's television or in the energy industry that I also work in. I make my own weather forecast, and then I don't care what other people say. I don't care what the National Weather Service has. I don't care what other TV stations have. And in fact, in my energy industry work, I think that's helped me, because there is one company in the energy industry, and it's not mine, unfortunately, that they all look at. I mean, the markets move based on what this company says. And so everybody has to have them as a source because they have to know what the market's doing. That's fine. I get that. Most people then look at what they say, and it's just human nature to skewer your thoughts towards what a market mover is saying. I specifically don't do that. I don't even subscribe to that service. And so I have no idea what they're saying unless people that I work with send it to me, and that's always after the fact. So I forecast that way. I ought to be sports handicapping that way as well. That doesn't mean I'm not occasionally playing some of the other picks, but going forward, what you're going to see, and really about half of mine have been, at least half of mine have been really truly my own, but sometimes I'm scattering some of these other plays in there. Well, that's not going to be the case anymore. Every game I pick going forward is going to be my pick because I'm going to release them first. That's been the other issue, of course, that my stuff doesn't always come out timely, which is hard to do with life. But if I focus and I do all this early, there should be no excuse going forward. And in fact, I'm going to give you today's plays at the end of this video. And this is going to be a sample. Now, it may not be many hours before game time every day because life gets in the way. But I'm going to really make it my mission that you clearly are going to get them way before game time going forward. Now, the only times that won't be the case are going to be, well, Saturdays in particular are real hard to do that way because there's so many, with college football and then with college basketball when that comes, there's so many games and they're at so many different parts of the day. I mean, literally, we start at noon Eastern and we can go till 11 o'clock that night for the West Coast games. And I want the opportunity, if I'm doing well, to accelerate during the day. So those may be a little tighter. I'll still try to do a better job of getting them well in advance of their start times. But Saturdays and to some degree Sundays, those are going to be hard to do. During the week, especially when you have most of your games relatively at the same time, either early evening or late evening, that's not going to be a problem. Of course, on the other hand, baseball is going to be ending in a few weeks, and then we go to football and basketball. And again, during the week when everything's at night, should not be a problem. Weekends, it would be a little bit of an issue. So, just want to explain that. Now, as far as my style, I also think that I've let some of the other picks that I've seen kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Not crowd my style, but it's altered my style a little bit. And I'm not picking the way I normally pick. Now, I'm not going to explain my methodology, but I think going forward, a little bit of paying attention and research, and you may be able to figure out what a lot of my methodology is. You may not if you want to spend the time. It'll take you a little time. And if I'm losing, you won't care. If I'm winning, I bet you will. So anyway, that's enough on that. One other thing I'm going to start doing now, and I'll keep these separate on my tallies. I am going to go back to doing a game of the day. It'll be only one game each day. I don't care what day it is. I'm not going to do multiple games of the day. It'll be one GOD and one each day. And I would recommend, at least for right now, you put 3 units on the GOD. So here we go. And I may explain a little bit why I'm picking the team I'm picking in that game of the day, just to give you some feel for what I'm doing. All right, so here we go. Today's plays. I've got 2 baseball round robins. Let's go the first one, the Pirates, the Rockies, the Royals run line, and the Seattle Mariners. So that's the Pirates, Colorado, Kansas City Royals run line, and the Seattle Mariners, 1.5 units. Second one will be the Baltimore Orioles, New York Yankees, the Tigers run line, and the Baltimore over. Baltimore, the Yankees, the Detroit run line, and the Baltimore over. I do realize that Cleveland has won 18 games in a row, so why am I picking Detroit? Well, I am picking the run line, so Cleveland can win by a run, but getting plus 160 for getting a run and a half for a team that can hit the ball. Anyway, that's my reason for that one. And for Monday Night Football, let's do this four-teamer. The Saints money line, not the plus minus, but the money line. I think the Saints win outright. Saints money line, the over, the Denver Broncos, and the Broncos under. So the Saints money line, the over, Denver Broncos, and the under. And my pick of the day in baseball, 3 units on the New York Yankees. Yankees playing Tampa Bay. CC Sabathia gets the start. He's been their most consistent pitcher. Team is playing pretty well, coming home after a road trip. Well, it's actually a road game, but it's a road game at Citi Field in New York against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, of course, having to get out of Florida to get out of harm's way. Remember what happened when the Astros had to do the same thing with Hurricane Harvey. And in fact, the Astros, I'm not sure they've ever recovered. They're still not playing very good baseball. But, Tampa Bay may have a little bit more on their mind than playing baseball. The Yankees have made a run at the Red Sox. I like the Yankees in a quasi-home game for 3 units. Well, this is one of the longer videos I've ever done. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. Keep the comments going. Let's get a new page going. I did want to mention I'm up to 29 subscribers now, but I've noticed it's been very quiet lately, and I know why. It's quiet when you lose, and I understand that. The only way I'm going to get the action going is to start winning. So I hope you haven't given up on me. If you don't want to play 1.5 units, or if you don't want to play at all, just keep an eye on me. Maybe I can get that run going and entice people to start playing, because it's still my goal to maybe make a little something in tips. I am not going to charge for this, at least not for a very, very long time, because I haven't earned it. I mean, let's face it, I'm down $2,100. Now, I may not be down near as much as the whale, but I'm down enough, and I want to do something about it. So you will keep getting them on this YouTube channel free of charge. We don't play around here. We play to win, and we hope to do so. So this is the Sports Guppy on a Monday, signing off. Have a good day, everybody.